All right, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. I think we are good to go, and there we maybe go. Let's see how this is working out for us. There we go. Okay, sorry everybody, just had to make sure everything was good and going live here. Hello, hope you guys all having a good Thursday here. Loki says hello as well. He's right here sitting down wagging his tail. Loki, oh yes, you're a good boy. Oh yes, you're a good boy. Yes, you're a very good boy. Loki says a very good hello. So a lot happened today. We definitely went down, but more recently we've had a little bit of a reversal here, which I think opens up some doors for some interesting possibilities. So first of all, let's get started here with everything that has to be done. There we go. And before I get started here, everybody, I think I'm coming down with a cold or something because I can feel it in my throat. You know how like you might not have the sniffles, you might not have the body aches, but you feel something like a cold working your way in your throat. I'm pretty sure I have something like that coming on. So I'm going to be maybe talking a little bit slower, not as much tonight. I got some really nice hot tea right here to keep me going, but I have a feeling I might be coming down with something, and I'm going to hopefully be able to push back against that, because right now that is definitely not what I want to be dealing with here. All right. And hey, Michael Poncha, Bitcoin Backpacker, real boss man, and Bitcoin Backpacker again. Sorry. Happy to see you guys and overcome. All right. So we've already been talking about this for a while. I know I put out a video earlier, but just kind of reiterate, we still have this bearishness here on the oscillators. While it is bad, you know, it's really just pulling us down slowly so that, you know, we have like a weight attached to us. So think of us trying to climb that mountain to $100,000. It's just like a weighted vest keeping us down at this point. However, the more we go sideways now, which typically we have been going sideways here, that does open up some doors for us to get some more bullish price action and getting all of these oscillators back into that bullish mode, if you will. Now, while this is all bad, the daily chart's been doing some kind of wild stuff today. Yesterday, we had that sell signal that kicked off here. It was about 3 out of 4 of what we're normally looking for. You know, the bearish change of character, it hasn't really reset for some reason, so I'm kind of confused about that. But you guys can see there was a change of character right here after this breakout, or a change of character here after this breakout. So there have been some changes of character, but I'm not entirely sure if this tool is messed up a little bit, or if it just needs to be refreshed or something. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of updates that come out with this software, so it might just be a little bit of a bug there. That being said here, right now, we managed to have a beautiful bounce today. Almost you can call it a liquidity grab, where we bounced off of, I told you guys this in the video, here we go. The 200 on the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. I thought we were going to break down below it, and we did, but we did not hold on to this. We saw Bitcoin come booming back up here. I think in part because if you guys didn't see it, BlackRock was buying a shit ton of Bitcoin today. The reason I really don't know. They didn't have to necessarily, but BlackRock was just loading up on Bitcoin, and that was very surprising to me. I know they want some, I know that type of stuff, but they were really just buying up as much as they could, which was a good thing. Now, the 4-hour chart, like we talked about before, is still going to be very, very important here, but we're getting rejected right now by the 20 moving average in the 4-hour chart. I think at this point in time, you can see how the 4-hour is about to turn bullish. The daily is still bearish here. Again, I'm going to be watching this very closely, but it looks like we may have one more little boom, but we might have to cool down a little bit going into tomorrow. Here's the 1-hour chart. You can see how the momentum is slowly dying off here. We're still moving up, but it's not that same big move we had a few hours ago. Look at this 15-minute chart. I mean, we just boomed here. Look at that. Change of character right there. Buy, buy, buy. The 1-hour chart giving you guys an opportunity, but really it was, you had to be there and kind of see that trade happening. I was not. I was outside with Loki. Funny enough, I recorded a video outside with Loki, and I was trying to upload it so you guys can watch, but oh, it's now uploaded. I'll post a little bit later. It was more of just the mental stuff of going on right now about all this craziness with this drop that we had earlier today. But yeah, so my phone's been taking a little bit longer time to upload videos. Fun. Anyway, so we are seeing some bullish activity here. Again, overall, Bitcoin is still bearish, but it is nice to see this because this means we might go sideways for a little bit longer. When we go sideways, it just opens up the opportunity or the possibility for us to have something of a longer reversal here. Just like when we look at the weekly chart, If we were just to go down, that'd make it much harder to kind of come back up. But the fact that we're going sideways right now means that if we kind of hold on here long enough, there should be some type of breakout, and then we can start heading towards 100,000, 80,000, whatever that next level of resistance is for you guys. All right. Dead cat bounce. I wouldn't say it's so much of a dead cat bounce, because if you look at the weekly chart here, it doesn't really feel like we're about to stop right here and go back up. It feels like we're going to have to do a few more days of perhaps going sideways, and then there's an opportunity for that. But right now, it feels more like a liquidity grab right there. Bearish, bearish, bearish. We technically broke down here last night. I know we talked about this, but I just want to... There you go. Broke down below here last night. Now on the daily chart, we haven't closed down below, which is pretty good. But where was it at? 1 hour chart? Yeah. Once we started to break down below it here, you saw that it continued on as the night went on. But right now, if you're talking about the 15-minute chart, Bitcoin's bullish enough for people to kind of want to keep trading it here. Or I would say go long here. Because even though Bitcoin, I guess we just started a new day, so I can't explain that. No, I can do this from here. So although Bitcoin doesn't look like it had a terrible day here, you know, you go to the other altcoins, Ethereum, worse off, Solana, worse off, Dogecoin, worse off. Sorry, guys. Let's move that there. You can see a lot of stuff is worse off than it was yesterday here. Bitcoin dominance continues to grow at this point. Bitcoin still seems to be the best place to go. And a lot of altcoins don't necessarily look too good, but Bitcoin looks okay. I know a couple of you guys asked me questions about different tokens yesterday, and I was like, yeah, this doesn't look too good, this doesn't look too good. And it all went flushing down, but only Bitcoin was able to kind of come out unscathed for the most part. There's a lot of tokens here which have had some really rough days. Like, let me go over here, refresh this so you guys can see the last 24 hours. There we go. So the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is up 1%, Ethereum is down, Solana is down 3%, XRP is down almost 5%, Dogecoin is down almost, oh, it's refreshing here. Dogecoin's down about 3%, right? AVAX is down 8%. No, it's down 0.3 now. Up 3% for Leo, down 2% for Caspa, down 5% for Pepe. Pepe was a little overbought though, so that's fine. But basically, guys, Bitcoin dominance continues to grow here. It was a spooky moment today. I think when I published my video, it was like at 10 o'clock or something this morning. So was it over here? No, it must have been a little bit earlier. Yeah, it must have been a little bit earlier here. But anyway, yeah, things are still looking really rough for Bitcoin. I like where we are right now, but overall, we're going to need to see some real substantial strength here to continue this rally. And let me make this move over there very fast. There we are. Now, if you guys want me to talk about any particular tokens, let me know. The big things that are moving today, they're going to be things like Popcat up 10%, AIOZ up 8%, 9%, and Aave up 8%. Some of the other stuff you guys have heard of before, like Celestia, OM, H&T, things like that, they're fine. But right now, you know, we seem to be doing just okay. Let me move this on very fast here. I'm pretty sure one of these, there we go. Zoom in here very fast. I was trying to see some more Bitcoin news, but there really wasn't too much out there today. Michael Saylor posts, this is the best strategy, is a Bitcoin strategy. Oh, the best strategy is a Bitcoin strategy. MicroStrategy outperformance since the adoption of Bitcoin strategy. Oh, MSTR is up 1,200%. NVIDIA is only up 948%. So yeah, Bitcoin, yeah. I mean, Bitcoin's outperformed Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Netflix, and Amazon. That's some really good news here, yeah. $350,000 per Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. Here, let's listen to this very fast. This could be interesting. Turn off the music, turn up the audio up to like 80%, and then there we go. All right.
So about a year ago, I started pounding the table because eventually the Fed is going to start easing here. That's great for gold and that's for Bitcoin. What I said is Bitcoin is growing up and will be eventually half the total market cap of gold. So that's about 350,000. So quite a ways to go from here. The super bulls, if central banks adopt it and you know, it's part of the monetary system, then in the millions, but I don't like to talk about that too much.
What, more than 2 million? More than 3?
Yeah, like 2.9, we've got some model, which is, you have to look at the assumptions.
Right. Well, yeah, there are always big ifs there. Where are you as an ETF guy with all kinds of different ETFs, everything from fixed income to, who knows, staples, consumer cyclicals, et cetera.
Yeah.
Where do you put your personal money right now?
I like longer term trends because I feel like, okay, it'll be a bumpy ride, but I like to have conviction about something that's going to happen in 5 or 10 years. To me, there's no doubt that Bitcoin is becoming adopted the way gold is. I just think it's obvious. Now, I think you have to have your own diversified portfolio, and kind of having a huge overweight to Bitcoin is a personal decision, but I just see that rising. I'll give you another example, India. The Indian economy is the best macro story. Everyone says the stocks are overvalued. I get it, but it's doubtless the Indian equities have done as well as U.S. equities over the last 10 years and will continue to do well. But he was a gold bug.
All right, yeah, so there's that. $350,000 per Bitcoin. Now, they're saying it's years away, but again, just imagine if you buy any token right now, like an Ethereum, Solana, they should be good for some of these long-term hauls. Yeah, they should be good. My big thing here is whenever this party ends and whenever we go back into a bear market, I'm probably not going to be holding too much Bitcoin. I'm going to hold Bitcoin. Not too much Solana, Ethereum, or anything really besides Bitcoin, just because I know if I turn that into cash, I'll be able to buy more Bitcoin and other assets once they all kind of come crashing down here. I really only like to hold Bitcoin for the long term, unless it's that specific long-term portfolio that I was telling you guys about. That one I don't touch. But, it's risky because you never know if a big project is going to crash. Like we had a few big projects back in 2022 crash, and that was rough. And hey, Larry, just close your eyes and buy. That's what I did today, and so far I'm up, which is pretty darn nice. But it was definitely a rough ride this morning. Definitely a rough ride here. David says, the first time ever China owns more Bitcoin than the United States. The Harris administration is 100% entirely and solely responsible. They would stop liquidations today if they cared all about the 50 million Americans that own Bitcoin and crypto. I mean, I don't expect Harris and Biden to really do anything pro-crypto. Biden is now a one-term president. I don't think he is going to shift his stance to be more pro-crypto at this point. I don't think he's going to do that at all. Bitcoin monthly chart is where it's at. Yeah, I love monthly charts, and I show them to you every now and again, like basically once or twice every month. But when you look at this stuff, it's just like, we have so much further to go. It's taking way too long. It may happen this month. It may happen the next month. We're literally just going sideways right here, and it's pretty boring. Was the drop because of Iran and Israel going to hit each other again? I think it was like due to a few things, but when I looked up the news online, that seemed to be the reason people were giving for it. That seemed to be the reason. Like if you go over here to Coinbase, not Coinbase, Coindesk. There we go. Maybe. Bitcoin plunges more than 10% since hitting 70K 72 hours ago. Let's see. Oh, this one says the odds of Donald Trump winning are going down, so bulls maybe rethink that. Bitcoin indicated at 4-1 late 2023 volatility. Ripple. Large Bitcoin holders added 5.4 billion in Bitcoin. The rich keep on buying, and that's not the problem, but it's us little scared folk that keep on selling. Let's see. Oh, here's the one I was reading earlier. Let me close this so you guys can read it. There we go. Give it a second. CoinDesk is really slow. There we go. Bitcoin tumbles below 65K post FOMC as Middle East tensions flare. So you could say Trump or you could say the Middle East. It seems to be those two things working themselves out at this point. I'd probably say the Middle East over Trump, to be honest. The election is going to be a little bit more back and forth, to be honest. You guys know I don't like politicians or the media, but the media has like 100% gotten behind Kamala Harris in the matter of a few days, which like really freaks me out because the media shouldn't be like so pro candidate. But that can be part of it, I assume. But right now, I think it's more of the Middle East flair here. And hey, Slick Rick, thank you very much for the super chat, man. Where's the best place to leverage trade crypto? Really depends on what you're looking at. I have a few links down below. They're all for Americans and for anybody else in the world. So I primarily focus on those exchanges that allow anybody to trade in the USA. But I would recommend Blowfin. There's also CoinW. And then there is going to be Weeks. I'd say for most people, Blowfin is probably one of the best because it allows you to leverage trade meme coins. If you guys don't want to leverage trade meme coins, and there's CoinW is there for you, and Weeks is good. But Blowfin allows you to trade some of those really low market cap tokens that are like, $10 million to $50 million market cap, which is very, very difficult to do in a lot of other spots. So if you get lucky on one of those trades, a $50, 20x long, and you just let it sit for a while, boom, you could make some good money off of that if you time it right. Typically, you want to wait for Bitcoin to be bullish and everything kind of be aligned, and that swing that happens can be very, very profitable, as far as how I like to trade. And hey, Alberto, happy to see my man. What's up, buddy? Any cigars you've tried lately that you'd recommend? I don't recall what cigar I just had in Nashville. It was really tasty. So I feel like I have a cold coming on or something because I can feel it in my throat, so I haven't been smoking at all the last couple of days. But one that I had before I went to Nashville, and I smoked another one in Nashville that I really enjoyed, is the Liga number 9. Those are usually my favorites right now. My friend at the humidor that works at Smokey Joe's, he will keep a box in the bag for me. So if I want to get some Ligas, he's the guy to go to. So yeah, Liga number 9. Let me see if I can find this here. There you go. You can see how it's very full-bodied right here. Let me open this back up again for you very fast. There you go. It's only... Oh. Probably this one right here. Okay, then they're not like more than $20. They're a really good stick. They don't have them one at a time here, it looks like. JR Cigars, perhaps. A box of 24 goes for like $400 basically. Robusto. I like the Corona double size. It's a little bit larger. But basically, yeah, they're really good cigars. I highly, highly recommend them. Liga Privada, Drew Estate. They look like that. Damn, all these ads. You can kind of see it. Save as, no. Yeah, but looks like that. They're really, really good though. There we go. Back over here very fast. You're gonna try Blowfin? Yeah, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. There's a lot of different tokens on there, which is why I like it personally. I'm a guy who's been around for a while in this market, and there's just so much going on with the exchanges. But, after a while, exchanges can be kicked out of the United States because Gary Gensler doesn't like them, basically. But if I go over here and I show you guys this, again, sorry, I'm switching back before Windows here. So you can see this is like the trading page here, Let me just scroll down here. These are all the tokens you can trade with leverage. All right. And it just kind of keeps on going. They actually have a really good filter system. So if you want to just look at the AI tokens, you can do that. The trending tokens. So one of the ways I've done this with either CoinW or, Blowfin here or Fairdesk or any of the other exchanges out there, typically they're going to have some type of basic, filter section up here. You can see it keeps on going down, keeps on going down, keeps on going down. It's a lot of different tokens here, a lot, okay? What I'll do is I'll go over here to Crypto Slate, and I'll go over here to Coins, and right here you're going to see sectors, and you can see what sectors are doing very, very well, typically. And so let's say, I saw that AI was doing very, very well. I would see a whole bunch of green right here. Then I can go over here to Blowfin and say, hey, I want to check out all the AI tokens you have, and this is all the AI tokens they have. There's a decent amount of here, but if I were to go look at some of these market caps, they're going to be very, very small, which for somebody, again, who doesn't want to spend a bunch of money, but want to have access to trade them, let's say this key one, I don't know what key is, but I'm sure it could be small, maybe. I don't know. Taking a gamble here. Key, there we go. Yeah, it has a $29.5 million market cap. So if you felt like this was something you wanted to trade, you could be like, okay, this is a small market cap, so it's going to be a little more volatile. When I see Bitcoin really looking like it's about to make a big move on the upward side, I'll buy into this a little bit here and see what's going on. Right now, NVIDIA is pretty much hammering this shit because NVIDIA is coming down like 25-30% over the last few weeks. But again, once NVIDIA picks back up again, you should see some really good breakouts from some of these tokens. So you can look at those different factors, and instead of going into a large cap like a Fetch AI or an Ocean AI, you can go into something a little bit smaller and more volatile like a key. Those other ones over here, like Hook. This one has an $83 million market cap, $84 million market cap. So again, it's small, but you can still trade with leverage on it, which I think is really, really nice. I like having the ability to do that type of leverage plays. Not every exchange is going to allow that, but personally, I just like having that option. Trading, it just works out very well in my favor sometimes, especially if you do a small amount of capital and you do a small leverage. The percentage gains will come with those small market cap tokens. So it doesn't mean you have to put a lot of money in there to make a good amount of money if you're patient. And hey, Water Buffalo, cheers. Ciao Brazil is a go-to inexpensive but quality smoke. Try them out. Oh, I think I've tried those before. Actually, I think one of my friends gifted them to me. I haven't smoked a cigar since my last night in Nashville. I believe that was Saturday night. It was the night where my flight got delayed, so I just said, fuck it, I'm going to fly out tomorrow instead. And I booked myself at a whole nother hotel. I think I smoked one there. So I went to this cigar shop in Nashville. I showed you a picture of it yesterday. It was not anything special. It's a blue collar place, but I prefer the blue collar places over the really bougie ones. And you can have a much frank conversations. You're not really worried about what you're saying, basically. Sometimes I have a sailor's mouth. But anyway, a lot of the cigars down there were not the cigars we have up here. And the guy made a point of telling me that the cigars I have up here in Seattle, I have access to, they're really high quality cigars that not every cigar shop can really get. And I didn't know that. I thought that, if I could buy a cigar in Washington, I have a good chance of buying that same cigar here. But no, all the high. So, okay. I normally pay anywhere from between like $15 to like $40 for a cigar for me. I also buy cigars that are $5 and $10 every now and again, it's fine. But all those cigars that were like above $20, I couldn't find any of them in the South. He didn't even have any Padrones in the store, which to me is like crazy. Not having a Padrone in your humidor is just wild. Again, most Padrones that I smoke go anywhere from like $20 to $30. I understand it, but like they're a really good smoke. I would almost call them a celebratory smoke because they're just, you're going to get a good draw, good quality every time when you smoke a Padrone. And hey, Jamrock, what do you call? I'm doing okay. I'm coming down with the cold. I can feel it. I can feel it right now. So I'm trying to get this out of the way. I was supposed to be recording some of the content for my script today. I'm just going to try to push it back till tomorrow. And after the stream, I'm not going to be talking to anybody. I'm just going to be sipping on some tea and drinking heavily tea and heavy ginger lemon tea, basically. So we'll see how it goes. But I am talking a little bit more slowly today, so hopefully that works out. Damn, no derivatives on blowfin in New Zealand. Yeah, each country has its own little rules, and it really does annoy me and a lot of other people. I have links for other ones down below. Like I have a link to CoinW, I have a link to Fairdesk, and I have a link to Weeks down below. But you're going to have to click on that website, and then you're going to have to see, okay, isn't going to give me that nasty red banner. So if I were to go over here to coinmarketcap.com, you guys can go over here to exchanges and then go over to derivatives. And you can see all these exchanges right here, right? A lot of them. Let's say I go over to Bytebit, right? And I go over here to the website. You guys see the website right here. Usually there's going to be a banner or something saying, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this here. There is no banner right now, but there normally is a banner. I don't know if it's my ad blocker or something, but it'll tell you, hey, your IP address is not fit for this. So I can't do that. Let me see if I go back another bit. BitGet, will BitGet do it? Oh, I don't see any banners. I know for a fact I can't use these. That's why I'm trying to make it important. But yeah, basically, I can't use any of these exchanges. I have a very limited amount, or the people in the United States don't have as many options. We really suck right now. And on top of that, if you're in New York or Texas, they even have more strict rules than everybody else. So it really depends on where you live, even within the United States right now. I want to be able to stretch and set the red, green, long, short box area on the chart. Which platform app is that? I want to be able to stretch and set the red, green, long, short box area on the chart. Most platforms use the same version of TradingView on all of them. I don't know what you mean by stretch the red, green, long, short box area. There is a tool over here that's called long, short. If I can find it. Yeah, it's under the projection system right here, or settings. Long or short, you can click on that, you drag and drop, and you move it over here to wherever you need it to be. Wait, why is it like just keep on adding it onto my window? There you go. You can drag it over here, and then you can kind of have the short right here and the long. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know if I've seen that on many exchanges, though. Let me go over here very fast. Yeah, it's right here, long, short position. I don't trade on these exchanges. I don't like using exchange things because they don't really save all the data I like, you know? I prefer to do everything on TradingView, and I do the actual buying on here. It makes it a little bit more simple for my brain because all of my tools are on here. And let's say I wanted to use, you know, LuxAgo or Market Cipher. I can't move the Market Cipher A or B over to the exchange. That's just a little bit too much, and it's very, very annoying. So I do it all here. I buy there, and I sell based off of what this chart is telling me to do, not what this chart is telling me to do. Even though they're the same thing, the data that I can have on the chart is vastly different when I'm using a regular TradingView account. And hey, GT, Mike, a bunch of streamers who are going to Nashville getting sick. Yeah, I heard the same thing. I'm happy that I'm not like super, super sick from this. I usually have a pretty strong immune system because I normally drink a lot of OJ and stuff. Literally, I was drinking orange juice and cranberry juice the entire trip. But you know how you can feel it, you know? You know how you can feel it. I feel it. It's not bad. I'm sucking on Ricolas when I'm not talking with you guys. And I'm just kind of chilling and waiting. Like I said, I got my tea. Not many other streamers drink as much tea as I do, so my throat is usually pretty soothed here. But I was talking with a bunch of the other influencers out there the other day. I think it was 2 days ago. I started hearing things like, oh yeah, like it was action. Like one guy brought a team of 10 people, like 7 out of 10 people on this team are sick. And I was like, ah, shit. And I was shaking hands with all of them. Although I was using a lot of hand sanitizer, maybe an arrogant amount, not an arrogant amount, where people like, you shake hands, but then right after you're shaking hands, you do hand sanitizer. So they might get offended or some shit. I was using hand sanitizer a lot. Wasn't enough, because you know what? I still touch doors and all that other type of shit. See, and hope you're having a good day, Los Canos. Do you think Sheeb will hit 0.00014 again, trying to find another entry point? You're talking about the way down, right? Yeah, okay. There's a chance it can, but I'd really just try to make it easy and go with the simple Fibonacci's, because this thing kind of just blows up so randomly that it's going to be really hard to find that one spot where you know it's going to hit. Oh, that wasn't the one spot. There we go. Right. So you can see it kind of has been working so far a little bit. That next stop is going to be down here at 12 if it really does come down for another few more weeks here. On the daily chart, it's been a little bit less obvious about these levels of support. You can see right here, broke down, came back up, broke down, that one worked out, that one worked out, broke down, came here, wicked right there. So it might come back down to 1230 or so if you're lucky. The way SHIB works though is it just would take maybe 1 or 2 more days of Bitcoin just having a really rough day, like down 2%, and you would see SHIB coming back down to that level. I'd most likely just start dollar cost averaging this and waiting, because eventually, you know, it is going to spike back up here. It's just basically, when is that going to happen? I might toss a couple $100 in here and let it kind of consolidate and wait for that spike. And then when it hits up over here, no matter what it is, you're going to be making a profit and you can sell anywhere up here before it takes maybe a larger move for the altcoin season. But so many tokens right now are kind of in a weird spot. Like here's Pepe. I don't need all those things, but that's okay. There you go. You can even see Pepe's having some issues right now. Just like Solana, there was a breakout, right? But the MACD and Stochastic and RSI, they were all still bearish. Therefore, it was a false breakout, and it wasn't really a good one. Usually, I think of these breakouts when they're false like this, and I see the MACD, it makes me think, oh yeah, we're going to be looking at a larger breakout. So my mind goes towards, hey, we're going to be looking at something that's going to be longer term, but also a larger breakout there. So there you go. But yeah, if Bitcoin has one more bad day, it'll probably hit down that low. Hey, reaction. How much higher will the market go? Nobody really knows. My estimate right now, being conservative, is going to be around $100,000. That's as good as I can really do it. By the time Bitcoin hits $100,000 for this cycle, I'm hoping to be like a good 60 to 70% of all out of all of my Bitcoin at that point. When it comes to altcoins and everything else, that becomes a little bit more difficult because we kind of have to wait and see how altcoin season kind of manifests itself this year. But I'll be eyeballing that a lot more. I've heard different projections for Bitcoin hitting $150,000, $200,000 this year. All great. I hope we all hit those levels. But realistically, right now, I'm thinking of a nice, chill $100,000. We're going to have a couple hiccups getting there, but I do think that'll be kind of close to the top of where I'm going to try to plan the majority of my strategy around that. Yeah, no worries, Woozy. Nobody knows how the market will go. Just let it play out. Yeah, I mean, we can see these general trends happening right now, but the general trend over the past, month and a half has been bearish. And it's just been kind of an abysmal thing right now. That being said, you know, that downward trend, it still is part of a larger upward trend that Bitcoin's been doing. So I'm not like too concerned, but it's just kind of like the boringness of it, waiting and waiting for your money to make you more money. It takes a toll on you. It takes a toll. TRB. Let's see. So this is still pretty bearish on the weekly charts right now. It looks like you have a ceiling of about $87, $88 on the weekly charts. Oh, you can also see these order blocks coming along too. Yeah, so right now it looks like you may just have a ceiling actually a little bit closer, around $76, $75, around that 20-day moving average. Let me see if I can poke something out here very fast and see where this goes. See, yeah, back up here towards $75. That kind of matches what we were just talking about. Yeah, that might be as far as it goes today, unless something really crazy happens. I can always try to push this back up a little bit more here. It just doesn't look as natural if you ask me. Anywhere between 74 and this 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart, I think that'd be a good opportunity to try to scale out. It might go up close, get rejected, then cruise up tomorrow morning. That might be a best guess right now, but at this point, I probably wouldn't hope for anything above $77. If you really want to push it, go to $76.50 or something like that. But 75 to 76 would be a good opportunity for me to get out of here really efficiently. 30 minutes still good. The 1 hour is still just turning good. 2 hours still bad. The 4 hours still bad. The daily's okay. Yeah, much more of a choppy weather here, or a choppy chart. Not so much of a nice easy time going here. You can actually already see Bitcoin trying to come back down a little bit more here. We'll wait and see if the daily chart still pulls it back. We're just facing some small levels of resistance up here. Nothing too crazy, I would say. There we go. And push this back down and put my music back on. There we go. All right. Move that down a little bit more here and move that music also a little bit down the volume side. I need some music hitting my head to keep me going here before I get too sick. And hey, hater, happy to see you, my man. There you go. And there we go. I wanted to see if there's any more news, though. That's not in English. MicroStrategy to raise $2 billion to buy more Bitcoin. That's crazy. Keep it simple, stupid. I will buy a diversified stock portfolio that will outperform the market. I'll just buy Bitcoin every month. Oh, man. This guy was crazy to watch in the Olympics. I don't know if any of you guys watched him. He was just, yeah, absolutely wild. He looks too cold doing this. He looks like he's going to kill somebody. Crypto T says the government sold 10,000 Bitcoin after Donald Trump pledged to start a stockpile and never sell. At the same time, U.S. senators are writing legislation to buy 1 million Bitcoin. Interesting. I don't know. Oh, did they actually sell today? If they sold today, that'd be surprising. Grayscale buys 1,850 Bitcoin. Mini Trust is working. Los Blancos sons muy racistas. Let's see. In July, MicroStrategy acquired an additional 169 Bitcoin for 11.4 million and now holds 226,500 Bitcoin. Please join us at the 5 p.m. Eastern Time as we discuss our Q2 2024 financial results, the outlook for Bitcoin, and our Bitcoin development strategy, MSTR. This already passed, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. We already saw that. Justin, while Bitcoin is dumping, BlackRock continues to buy more Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin do they buy? So they bought about 1.5 thousand Ethereum, and they bought around 318 Bitcoin here. So that is crazy. They still continue to buy the big dips. Let's see, anything else? No, that's about it. There we are. You know, while Bitcoin's trying to just stay afloat here. And hey, Mattis, happy to see you, my man. How am I doing? I'm coming down with a cold. That's how I'm doing. But I'm right now, I'm still holding strong. Had a few video calls today. Did some meetings. Did some cool stuff. Yeah, just trying to make sure that this cold does not fucking spread to anything else. Like, if it's a cold, I can survive a cold, no problem. But if it becomes like a chest infection or something, then I have to go to like the doctor. I have to get that like antibiotic medication. It's just a horrible fucking experience. So I'm trying to be real chill about this. I don't want my voice to get all raspy and blah, 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 you know, because I got to record that stuff this weekend. So basically taking it easy, drinking a bunch of tea, and having a chill day. You know, this Bitcoin crash shit isn't helping my health, but you know, all you can do is smile and kind of just wait for it to actually hit the big times. What if Satoshi comes in and sells 1 million Bitcoin? Oh my gosh. The amount of limit orders that would trigger from that would be absolutely insane. And how do you even sell 1 million Bitcoin at once? I don't even think it's possible. I feel like the exchanges would have some type of stop loss or something to make sure that doesn't happen. We saw on a minor exchange a while ago, if you guys recall, some guy had like a couple, I don't know, like a few $100 million worth of Bitcoin, and the idiot sold it all at once, and he just plunged the price down. And it was just like, why did he do that? He lost so much money by selling it all so fast. Typically, you sell it, you know, you scale out. That way, you're not dumping the market here, because if you dump the market, the Bitcoin's obviously worth less and less and less as you sell it. So, not every exchange has those fail safes, but if you're going to sell 1 million Bitcoin, you might as well just sell it to private investors and try to avoid doing the exchanges altogether. I don't even know at that point why you would want to, you know, sell in an exchange. Who's messaging me? There you go. Oh, okay, that's fine. But yeah, it'd be a weird one right here. And hey, Dylan, appreciate it, man. I'll feel better eventually. It's just been, I'm not sick right now too bad, but like, I don't want to be real sick, you know? But again, today's Thursday. I might not stream tomorrow because again, I'm going to try to do this 5 o'clock every night from Sunday to Thursday. And I I will probably just take it really easy tomorrow and not do anything. I'll probably try to do my best. Because if you guys hadn't noticed, since I've come back, I think I've been very stuttery. And I think that's just me being a little bit more sick and my brain's not working all the way. And so it's been a little bit more difficult for me to articulate my words here. So I'm really trying to make sure I'm not too sick and I can actually continue to talk with you guys. Because I know I told you guys I have ADHD, and I know I told you guys it's bad. But it's like really fucking bad. I'm pretty sure I have some level of autism along with it. But I've never taken the test for autism. All I know is I have ADHD. So that'll be kind of fun to figure that out one day. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, at least right now, guys, we know that Bitcoin's still primarily bearish. We're just trying to see if there's some type of reversal popping up right now. Bitcoin's only down about 1/3% right now, not really too much. STMX is down a little bit, Book of Meme is down, but mostly everything else is just kind of unch at this point. Nothing too crazy. Let me go over to CNBC very fast and see if there's any new news here. There was some crazy earnings results today. Japan stocks plunged 5% with Asian markets broadly lower after Wall Street sell-off, you know. Apple sales rise 5%, topping estimates as iPad and service revenues jump. So let me go over here very fast. Let's go over to the stock market. And let's see what happens today with some of these plays. Let's go with the 15-minute chart. No oscillators here. And we can see what happens. So Apple, after hours. Let's say after hours was a success for them. I mean, it sold off, right? But it only sold off to where it was a few days ago. And it's still doing okay after that. It dropped, then it spiked, and it dropped again. And it's that's pretty wild. AMD, no earnings, but it just did bad today. Amazon, horrible earnings. See, I really think they should really consider doing rate cuts sooner rather than later. If earnings are starting to take a hit, you know what I mean? How did Google do today? Google did okay. Google hasn't been doing anything the last few days. It's just been coming down. Because most of the stock market looks like it's coming back down for a correction. Look at this. Here's Google. This is a weekly chart. Last month, Google came down about 14%. You know, that's not good. The weekly charts have now turned bearish here. Home Depot, I guess this isn't a tech giant here, but it's doing okay. I would say not actually bad at all. Intel, very, very bad today. The 15, horrible earnings today. Nvidia, last few days, you guys can see the carnage going on right now. The stock market's not in good shape here. How's Visa doing? Even Visa's not in good shape. I love Visa, guys. I love it, but it's not in good shape. My oil stocks are doing good. I don't know. I have an unhealthy obsession with oil stocks, though. I do a lot of research into those things, like the Schlumbergs and stuff. This is one of mine that I think is going to do fine, but it hasn't been doing great. It's just been kind of going sideways here. But again, relatively speaking, I don't think it's necessarily terrible. You go over here, not one of my favorites, but I do have a good amount in it. CVS, right? At a support level, I'm thinking of buying some more here and seeing what happens. And then the ConocoPhillips, something I like a little bit more personally, but you can see it's at a support level here where it may break down soon. But these are mostly dividend plays here, so I'll give it some slack. I'll give it some time. There's a lot of stuff in the market that looks kind of scary right now. I'm hoping that Bitcoin can eventually go up while all of the money in the market goes over to Bitcoin. And a poker life trading. You're good, brother. None of us noticed stutter. Oh, dude, I notice it all the time. It's not so much stuttering as just not staying on topic. You know what I mean? Like, I can talk and talk and talk, and then something glitches in my brain. I can't really understand it. But it just makes me think of something else that happened, and I will start talking about that instead, and it gets really rough. Because I know it's happening, but it's too much of a jolt for my memory to go back. And so I just don't. I just keep on going with a little weird train. Luckily in crypto, I can be distracted by a lot of things that are crypto related, which is why I haven't been doing it for a while, but I need to get back into it since I'm back from Nashville. Normally when I stream, I'm going to start having a particular way in which I start the stream. So it'll be me talking to you guys saying, hey man, how you guys doing? But then I'm going to go through a few news articles. After the news articles, I will go over pretty much how assets are doing across the board here for the day. And then we're going to primarily be focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum here and talking about those technical analysis as far as the daily charts and the 4-hour charts. So that's the way it's supposed to be. I was doing that a while ago, if you guys noticed, but I just kind of stopped. Again, I have to remind myself. I reset my computer because it was still having some of those issues a while ago. If you guys recall, my computer monitors used to go black and I didn't know what the heck was going on because I could still hear the noise. What ended up happening here was, you guys know the house I'm in, it's a little bit of an older house. It's out in the countryside. It was built in like the 80s. And because I have 3 monitors, nice lighting, I have a nice camera there, I have the whole, you know, like $8,000 computer set up over there, the house can't deal with all the power. So when it requires a lot of voltage, it spikes, and then the GPU doesn't get all the energy, so it kind of like malfunctions, and then all of my monitors go black. So I fixed that by going into my computer settings, the BIOS settings, and saying, hey, you can only draw out this much power. The GPU can only have this much power, and it worked. So now my computer doesn't have those issues. But when I say, like, I was confused for a while and I was like stressed, that was prime stress right there. But yeah. Can I look at Rose? Yeah, let me check out Rose for you. Everything looks like Bitcoin right now. Oh, this looks so bearish. Okay, so like a lot of other assets right now, you see a whole bunch of bearish activity here. You see the stochastic, the RSI, the MACD, all pointing towards going down here. That being said, you also have that weekly death cross coming between the 20 and the 50. I don't put too much weight into this because basically if Bitcoin has a reversal, so will it. But the last few times we've had this, it has led to the price action going down for a while. Right? It is what it is. Now, the daily chart here, still ultimately bearish. I see the stochastic, the RSI. How's the stochastic actually look? Yeah, everything is bearish right here. You're at this order block, which appears to be back around, you know, around 7.5 cents or about the area. It looks like if Bitcoin does continue going down, this is going to have a larger breakdown, probably all the way back down here to like 5.5 to 6 cents. So pretty darn bearish. If you're looking to try to hold on to the support level, basically, you might have a stop loss at the wick of this candle right here or all the way down here. The difference is pretty extraordinary. You know, that's 7% or 23%. I would just have that 7% stop loss to protect yourself. But right now it feels like it wants to get pulled back down at this, right now. The daily chart may be able to hold on here. I think the next few days are going to be crucial to see if you guys want to hold on to this. But you can see bearish, bearish, bearish. You know, it managed to hold today, but we'll have to give it some time here. This is not where I'd say buy, buy, buy. I'd be much more patient as far as this one is concerned. I'd be waiting to buy this right now. If you're a long-term holder, none of this really applies. It still should do fine during altcoin season, but right now it definitely has more of the aura of bearishness. And hey, Steve, happy to see you, man. And hey, Evan, happy to see you as well, man. What do you call it? Let me see right here. Make sure I know something. Wait for it. Okay, yeah, okay. Making sure I had your exact name there. Evan is another YouTuber, everybody. You can say hi to him. He's really chill. He also does technical analysis. I actually saw him this morning doing technical analysis. Hope you're doing well, Evan. Or Evan, are you also sick like me? Or I'm starting to get sick. I'm not there just yet. Read the second part of my last comment, please. Let's see. 82 to 50. Oh, you're talking about short. 82 to 75. Wait, you just opened one. 82. Do you mean like you ordered it like earlier today, basically? Because 82 is all the way up here at the break of structure. And your target price is 75. It already hit that. Maybe on a different exchange. Generally speaking, it is still bearish here, but it might take it might take a little bit longer to get down there. Like in the scheme of things, yeah, it's pretty bearish. You should see this breakdown here, and it should be a nice long-term play. But if you're just talking about getting down to 0.755, that's really close to where we are right now. I don't even know if that's actually at the support level. Yeah, I mean, that's above the support level, so yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult to hit that. Shouldn't be too difficult to hit that at all. I'm thinking your price target might have already hit. $20 bind. Oh yeah, that's a perfect bind right there. You should host a poker. Oh, is it something different? Okay, sorry. You should host a poker tournament for your subscribers. I bet we could all get nice numbers of players. I might be able to somehow. I'm not good at organizing things like that, but I know there are a lot of people that like to play poker in my friend group. I suck at poker personally. I even play Red Dead Redemption poker, and I lose to the players on there. I just like go all in all the time, and I don't have so much of a poker face. There is a poker event going on in Rare Evo, I know, next month, or this month I should say, but I'm not going to Rare Evo this month. They didn't have enough media passes for everybody. So I was told I can get in, but I have to go visit my friend in Philadelphia, and so instead of having that long trip, I decided just to go visit him. Otherwise, like, I'm going to be gone from the 17th through the 21st to go visit my friend in Philadelphia, but I would have had to go to Vegas from the 15th through the 17th, leave Vegas to go straight to Philadelphia, then go to Philadelphia back to Seattle. It was just too much of a hassle to get all that, ordering all those plane tickets. The Grayscale, Mini, Ethereum, and Bitcoin are actually doing very, very well. Yeah, the volume was flooding in there today. That was surprising, despite the price action. I would say I was pretty happy with that. Actually, let me see if I can go over here very fast. Let me type in Bitcoin Mini Trust Ethereum. Yeah, so this one was the Grayscale buys 1850 Bitcoin Mini Trust is working. Grayscale introduces Bitcoin Mini Trust with lowest fees. Spot on Chain says Bitcoin ETF update final plus 0.3 million. The net flow turned barely positive after a day of outflow. The new Grayscale Bitcoin Mini Trust received an inflow of 19 million on its first trading day, preceded only by BlackRock. So for the Bitcoin Mini Trust, still very, very good here. Let's see. Trying to look for like charts and stuff like that. Not much talk about it on Twitter, actually. Not too much buzz going on here. Oh, open at 78. Oh yeah, you should be fine then to kind of let it ride down. I would just move that stop loss down as needed. But I mean, it's already had that big move down, and it probably already hit that stop loss there. Price targets for Ethereum. Depends on what you're looking for here. But right now, I probably expect Ethereum to come retest out the support level over here around 2,900, to 3,000. I was hoping that we might get something of a larger reversal out of this, but only Bitcoin got that really big pump. Maybe because it was the Bitcoin conference, right? Today, you're going to most likely see it trying to break down. And I might even see this coming back down here again towards 2,900. I was trying to do some Fibonacci extensions on this, just the reversals. So, low, high, low. And the correct level looks like to be around $2,943. For me, I'd probably just try to sell in this box here. Oh, there's a magnet on here. There we go. That's kind of my selling zone here, especially if you're opening a trade right now. That's what I'd be looking for. Nothing too crazy. If it does something wild and it breaks down below this, that means something really bad's going on with the overall market, and we're going to have to talk about that another time here. Complete other time. There you go. At least Bitcoin's been able to have a nice little rally here. That's what I want to see. Yeah, take a day to heal up. Oh yeah, definitely going to be doing that there. Do you think when Monday comes, we will see a pop or another dip down towards maybe the 50s? Let's pull up the weekly chart and the daily charts for that. So right now we're at 65,000. I don't anticipate, hopefully I'm wrong about this, I don't think we're going to be going all the way back down to like $55,000 or $52,000. If anything, I think we're trying to do something of a more of a dip and rip type of effect, where we just rip, but we don't rip and break out. We just rip and go back into sideways price action. So almost think of this: dip and a rip, and then back to the sideways price action. Dip, then a rip, you know. So I expect us to most likely start heading back down here towards $60,000, $61,000, and then from there we try to bottom out and then start going sideways, and then coming in September over here, we start to see something more of a blast off effect. This right now is a huge gamble on my part because I don't see the oscillators or anything like that going bullish. Everything is kind of just iffy at this point. So if I zoom in here, you can see that the MACD has been turning positive, not bullish, but you know, it's less negative momentum, if you will. The stochastic is very close to being flipped, and same with the RSI. The daily chart is something else because we just started to have that downturn here, but it's not going to take too much time for this to necessarily start going back up. You can see we were bearish back over here for a few days, but basically once we turned green on the MACD, I mean, just that same day, everything just started to bolt up and everybody was having a good old time. Just wait for that MACD to turn green and we should be okay to start seeing some higher moves. Again, right now, I'd probably say we're looking to go down and sideways for a while and then have that breakout. If we were to dump going into this weekend and having a large move down at 61,000, then I could see us possibly having something of a more sideways market, but just around the 58 to 59,000 level for a while. I don't think we're going to come all the way back down here and chill. I think we're going to try to chill around this medium spot or this higher spot. There you go. You have 15 minutes from Philly? Oh yeah, I'll be over there to visit my friend Tyler. He lives over in Westchester area. I don't know much about the Philly area. Mostly when I go out there, I go to all these little cool little shops. You got a lot of mom and pop shops out there in Philadelphia and around the Pennsylvania. I really like that. The mom and pop style shops in Washington State, they don't feel the same. Mostly because they're all in strip malls and they're not like their own individual little huts and stuff, which I've always found to be very weird out here. I don't like strip malls. And Steve, yeah, definitely. I know I already talked about that, but yeah, I'm definitely taking a break tomorrow. Gold is high again, so strategically low day for Bitcoin. Yeah, and on top of that, you're still seeing the dollar index still making some moves. You see this? We were originally down and kind of going all this crazy stuff here this morning. But then we started to bounce back up and we went sideways here. Almost makes me feel like we're going to be looking at another breakout here soon enough. I was trying to find out what the news was today, but I didn't really hear much about what would be affecting the dollar index. There was something about spending that was lower than expectations. I mean, futures right now are just not looking hot as well. Oil, of course, is up. That's good for my oil stocks, I guess. But business, economy, there you go. Oh, and there's jobs report coming out too. Oh, so there was more unemployment things filed than normal this week. That was one. Where's that? Here, hold on. Let me just go over here and search YouTube, CNBC. It's a video. It's always a video on CNBC. Give me a second. It'll have a red bar because I would have already watched it today. There we go.
Back to Squawk on the Street. Rick Santelli here with the last breaking news of the morning. Construction spending for the month of June expected to be up a couple of tenths. Not meant to be, down 0.3%, which means we now have back-to-back negative numbers, and -0.1 last month gets dramatically changed to -0.4%. So -3 and -4.
So the estimate was for 0.2% growth. It was actually 0.3% contraction. That's not a good sign right there. I don't think necessarily that's a horrible thing for Bitcoin, but I think that uncertainty is starting to creep in here a little bit more. Everybody's like, hey, we need to have these rate cuts now because we are starting to see the economy slow down. And I still think, I know the Fed is saying one rate cut. I really think they're going to have to do 2 rate cuts this year because I think they're falling behind where they should be starting to do the rate cuts, if that makes sense.
0.4%. These are back-to-back negatives. That hasn't occurred since the fourth quarter of 22. If we look at ISM manufacturing for the month of July, headline number expected to be below 50 is below 50. 46.8. That is the weakest level month over month. Well, since July of last year, so we'll basically call it 1 year. 1 year now on prices paid.
All right, that's about it. But yeah, you guys can see there were some issues coming out this morning. Obviously enough to give a lot of whiplash to the market. But that weakness is part of the reason we came down. You know? Not Bitcoin, the dollar index. Excuse me. Bitcoin dominance. For that, all you have to do is go over to coinmarketcap.com and right over here. Oh, do I not have it because I'm zoomed in? Fear ingredient index. There you go. Bitcoin dominance is right here. It looks like Bitcoin dominance is at 55.47%. Ethereum is at 16%. USTD is at 4.73 and so forth. It looks okay. I mean, you can also look at the Bitcoin dominance chart if you guys want to, but right now Bitcoin's coming down a little bit here off of a little bit of a double top here. So again, careful about how you want to hop into this market. It doesn't feel right at this point. And at CryptoFace, I've been hearing that for a while, and I've been hearing that since April, I think. I'm not convinced the bull run is over. If the bull run is over at this point, altcoins are just going to get destroyed. Like, you will not see many altcoins survive this type of move if we have a bear market. I do think people are getting a little bit extra scared right now, or fearful, like, the fear and greed index, primarily because you're seeing the stock market also make something of a larger downturn. The stock market is going into a minor correction, and a lot of the stronger assets are down like 10, 15, 20, 25, 30%, and everybody's waiting to see if they're going to turn around. Like, I mean, I'm buying some of those assets right now for the long term, but I'm not buying them for a swing trade because they're not setting up for something that I say, hey, I want to buy this right now. It's going straight up. I look at those weekly charts like I told you guys before, and they are not telling me to do anything crazy at this point. Dollar cost average, dollar cost average, dollar cost average. And that's the, oops, ouch, shit, hit my hand. That's the worst thing about all of this is every time I tell you guys, like, when I was in Nashville, I was telling you guys my plan. It was like day trades of up to 20 hours, 20 to 30 hours, and then all I'm doing is I am dollar cost averaging. And I'm putting my, here, hold on. Hello, Loki. No? Come on, Loki. Yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah? Wanna come over here? Yeah? Nope. Wanna come say hi? He's like shy of the camera, but also not shy of the camera. Come here. Come here. Ah! Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So he's having a good day. Yeah, Mr. Nasty Breath. Yeah. There we go. All right. Don't let me run over your toes. My sister just got back from her camping trip too, so now he's really happy. He's all active. All right. There we go, a little bit more. Let me see how everything else is turning out. So Bitcoin's only down about 1% right now, and I'm looking to see what everything else is. ID token's almost down about 2% here. Pendle's down about 1%. FFIEO, that's a stock right there. And GameStop also, yeah. So they're not too much moving down right now. It's fine. see. And hey, Bruno, happy to see my man dumping. Oh, sure, I hope not. Also, legendary trader Pete Brand exposes worrying Bitcoin price pattern because Bitcoin didn't get a new high in the last 100 days. Okay, we talked about something like this a while ago. And a lot of the old things that we used to do for Bitcoin, I don't know if they necessarily apply to this market because of how long we've had to wait. You know, like... So we had our new high way back over here, it looks like, basically on the March 14th. It's been 141 days, okay? 141 days, and nothing has happened except for us going sideways. Over here, we had a nice little high, not a new high. But again, you know, it took a whole another 90 days before that happened. You know what I mean? I don't know if you do. But yeah, it definitely is more bearish right now. And I mean, frankly, the way I view it is I'll tell you when everything looks very green and bullish. It's just waiting until that point becomes a little bit more ugly. And on top of that, dollar cost averaging becomes a little bit more ugly at the same time because you kind of keep on putting money in there and your patience can wear thin. My hope is that if your patience wears thin, you just simply stop adding money in there and you let whatever money you have in there just kind of sit and then go up in the long term here. And Poncho, yeah, Loki's a very, very good boy. He's actually, oh, he's sleeping on the sofa right now. He made himself comfortable up there. But yeah, he's doing really good today. We were outside for 2 hours. He was getting a lot of exercise. Also, he got bit by a few ants, so I'm going to spray my yard tomorrow with ant remover. Or like on the borders of my property, I'm going to kill the ants that way. Yeah, I fucking hate ants. I fucking hate ants so much. I'm going to post this video here very fast because I keep on forgetting. This video took like 3 hours to upload, so it really pisses me off. But I have a video right here saying, hey, here's when to buy Bitcoin. So you guys can see my thoughts about when you want to buy Bitcoin. It's the same thing I always tell you guys. Weekly chart looks good with a change of character. MACD, stochastic, RSI. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be buying. I'm going to be going freaking nuts. Right now, dollar cost averaging day by day, you know, every Thursday, basically, we just buy a little bit more. And it's the best I can do right now. And of course, day trading has been very, very fun. But again, even for that, like, I just opened up for you guys a 24/7, 4-hour chart. It's not going to be like the be-all, end-all type of thing, but it looks kind of like this. Right? And if you just kind of pull this back a little bit, you know, you can see generally it works. The issue is when the daily chart isn't really fixing it. You guys might not know the daily chart is still bearish here, so don't use that one, or that one. I don't know if I want to make it into a daily chart or a 4-hour chart. The daily chart might be a little bit more boring, but I mean, it's going to work a little bit more in your favor. So here's the daily chart, right? Buy, that worked out. Sell, that worked out. That worked out. That kind of worked out, depending on what you want to do there. That worked out. You know, so if you have the oscillators on top of that, it can help you out a little bit here as far as what to do. I know I'm not going to use the weekly chart though, so that'll be something else. That might be the most boring chart of them all. And hey, Sam, it did it quite a bit. So the last cycle was really just crazy because we had that money coming in from the federal governments around the world. I don't know if we could say that that's going to be the same thing, but it happened like every few days, basically. Every few days, it just made a new high and a new high and a new high. This time we have Wall Street money in here. And while Wall Street money is making this whole process a little bit more boring, I would say we're not going to hit $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 without the help of Wall Street. The government's kind of propping Bitcoin up as well because, again, there's so many people that hold Bitcoin like me we've been holding for so long. We don't want to sell it at $80,000. We don't want to sell it at $6,000. We want to sell it at $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 because we're in there for the long haul here. But yeah, it was much different the last cycle. If you were part of the last cycle was euphoric. I mean, it was like pure bliss. So much money was being made. It was absolutely insane. This is not that market, unfortunately. This is much more difficult, much more boring, much more stressful, and you have to pay attention to so many other factors. We weren't paying attention to interest rates back in 2020 and 2021. We were not paying attention to those whatsoever. We were paying attention to dog coins and Shiba Inus and Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. It was a whole different type of era, a different era right there. Damn, ants got into my beef jerky last week. Oh, that sucks, man. That really, really sucks. I need to get some good beef jerky here. I haven't been to the butcher in about a month, actually. I got some beef the other day from another butcher that's a little bit closer to me, but I like the beef at the other place. I made nachos with it. Nachos with some special seasoning and homemade tortilla chips and a couple slices of cheese. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. However, my stomach is killing me today because of it, so no more nachos from me. I'm just going to drink some tea, and I'm going to drink a lot of tea, actually. But we'll see how it goes. And hey, Villa, happy to see my man. Let me go back over here very fast and see how this is working out. I mean, there are some things moving up today, but it's not generally too much. AIOZ and then PopCat. So if you guys are looking for day trading opportunities, those might be your best bet. Let me bounce back over here. I want to see what's happening here. ETF updates. Oh, let's go over here to Bitcoin. See if there's anything really going on here. Let's see. Is this post relevant to your search? Yes, it is. Scroll down fast to see if I can skip all this other stuff. Let's see. Karate combat knockouts are the best knockouts. The dragon wouldn't be so dragonish without the cobra. Wait, what? This whole picture looks kind of funky to me. Like trying hard not to laugh, laughing. Sombrero hat there. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know what karate combat event this was, though. Yeah, I don't know what karate... They have the karate combat event where BitBoy was fucking people up. Dude, he was going... Look at the eyes. I know people don't like BitBoy, but he had a decent fight here. If only if I could zoom into his eyes. I'm gonna. Oh wait, is it not showing you the top of the thing? Oh, it's not even showing you the eyes. Okay, hold on. Let's see, is that one gonna work? Yeah, okay, we have to do that one. Sorry. Pause. Zoning in, right? Eyes open. Mouth open. Oh man, I don't think I was at this fight, but and boom. I don't know. Something about watching people beat each other up is just, it will always be triggering something in my brain that makes me happy. Oh my god, it's always going to be something like this. And hey, Monkey, what's up? Missed the beginning of the stream. What's your thoughts on Bitcoin? It still seems to be bearish to me at this point. I'm hoping it turns around pretty soon. But this volatility is just it's fucking up a lot of the daily technicals that we have. So I'm just going to rely on those weekly ones and say, hey, this isn't the time to be going crazy with buying. If you want to be doing some day trading and stuff, there's still tons of opportunities. But every time I see the price action kind of going crazy like this, I'm like, if you trade with leverage, this is going to just be a rocky time. This is going to be a pain in the butt. So right now, I'm kind of just watching the 4-hour charts and seeing how they're reacting. Those 4-hour change of characters are giving me a little bit more guidance. If you can pair a 4-hour change of character with a 1-hour change of character, I think you have a good opportunity for a day trade there. And from that, I mean, I'm going to load a layout here. Day trading setup here. And let's do 2. All right. So we got 2 right here. You got a 4-hour. And you got a 1-hour. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Let's take that off. And bring to the front. Okay, there we go. So 1 hour, 4 hour, right? So the 4 hour triggered over here at 1 p.m. on the 29th. Which is basically right here. Right here. Okay. So now I know when I do these 1 hour trades, I can anticipate them coming down quite a bit, right? And so I've been using that a little bit more for shorting opportunities here. I tell you guys 20 to 30 hours. You guys can kind of choose the time that works for you guys. In this circumstance here, you can see when this really kicked off. This trade really only lasted about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours if you kind of held on a little bit longer and moved that stop loss up so it can hit the stop loss bouncing back up. But you go over just to the 4 hour chart, kicked in here, hit the support. That was like 2 days and 20 hours. Kind of depends on what you're looking at here. I'm not trading this whole move down. I'm trading this breakdown below that support level, breakup structure basically there, and playing with that. Same on the reverse here. If you see a buy sign, you can do that. But again, you have to rely on that 4 hour chart. That 4 hour chart was green during that time. Barely, I would say. Yeah. There you go. Generally speaking, it's been doing pretty well so far. There you go. Bitcoin right now not looking so hot, but it's not like we're expecting it to crash all the way down like $50,000, $55,000, $59,000 today. It looks like it's just trying to hold on and consolidate. This is going to be a day for bulls to try to show that they can buy enough Bitcoin to stop this from coming back down below $62,000. Doing some work up in UW with the Blue Angels flyover. Oh yeah, nice, dude. I know there's a lot of people getting ready for all these big events happening in Seattle. It's gonna be toasty. Today was actually pretty toasty out here. I was not a fan of it. Let's see. Oops. Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Love the jerky. Make some myself. What do you call? I haven't made jerky, I don't think, in like the last 2 years. I like making jerky, but I usually don't have time for it, and I don't put any of the processed shit in it, you know? So it only lasts for a few days, so I only do it in small batches. It's like how I make homemade granola. You do it in small batches, so it's really, really good. Heck, I even make my own bread, though, remember? So the bread only lasts for like literally 2 days, and it's... That is bad, but I prefer it. I actually like the taste of making your own homemade bread. It tastes so much different than anything else you get in the store. So making your own bread, guys, it's delicious. Nvidia, yeah, Nvidia is trash right now. I mean, I don't know. I've been telling you guys for a while. I'm like slowly removing assets from the stock market. And it's not because I can foreshadow something really, really bad happening where I saw this dip with NVIDIA coming. It was more of like, damn, this is kind of getting kind of crazy. It almost feels like an altcoin season, but the stock market. And I was like, I've made a lot of money. My returns have been over like 1,000% in some instances for stocks. Now it's been rare to hit that, but I mean, 500%, 400%, that's pretty easy with this last market. So what I've decided to do is I'm like, hey, I'm going to start scaling out of this, and I'm going to reallocate this money into different sectors that I like. There's been a little bit of money deployed into small caps, a little bit more money involved in mid caps, a lot of money in oil. You guys know how much I love oil. And then besides that, it's just been going into treasury bills. It's just been staying steady. I don't like this market when it goes straight up like this. It kind of freaks me out. And again, I still have a lot of money in the market. I probably have about 30% left in there. But I feel okay with it dropping right now because, again, I've been selling out slowly. It's just been very unpredictable this year. I expect it to continue going higher, but as we kind of hit these interest rates in September, I'm not entirely sure how the market is going to react as far as the stock market. The cryptocurrency market should do okay here, The stock market is starting to show some signs, because they're companies, of course, that the economy is slowing down a little bit faster than the Fed might realize, and the Fed isn't really understanding the data as far as I would interpret it. Maybe that's a better way to say it. And we'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right. I'm anticipating 2 rate cuts this year. The Fed is only doing 1. They say they're only doing 1. I'm anticipating 2 rate cuts this year. That's what I'm hoping for. Taller they are, the harder they fall. Yeah, that thing is falling like a bitch right now. What is something you're going to buy with all that Bitcoin profit? Oh, as far as like a cruise ticket first class to Panama with Loki. Let me show you. How do I book a cruise? Maybe booking.com. I'm not entirely sure. Panama. And then departure port. See. Ads. Fucking ads. Okay. Seattle. Or it can be San Francisco. Okay. View cruises. This is from San Francisco. 16-night Panama Canal Carnival journey eastbound. Right. And so, let's see if I can find the right one. Norwegian Encore. Ooh. 21-night Panama. No, we don't need 21 night. 21 nights would be awesome though. Let's just go with the 60-night, because it kind of goes through the canal and it goes to the other side, so it's not like it's dropped me off. So basically what I would do is I would do this one. Let's say 2025 or whatever. Select. And then, oh, it doesn't tell me the room. Oh, guest options. No. Let's see. Just one. Ugh. There we go. Choosing the room. So I'd basically get this suite here. Like $8,000. And then I try to pick a room that doesn't really have too much of a balcony because of Loki. But yeah, so should be pretty chill. That's basically what I would do, and then basically I would just stop and get off in Panama. I'm hoping to find one that just goes to Panama, but I'm not entirely sure if they have those. So I'm going to be looking at a bunch of stuff. I think I'm just going to go through a travel agent so they can make it easy for me. But yeah, most of my money is going to that. After I get me and Loki down there, the rent's going to be really cheap, around like $1,500 a month perhaps, and that's going to be for like a lot of shit. Another $300 a month for the full-time cleaning lady that's going to be living with me. You know, it's going to be chill. And hey, Enrique, thanks for following me on X. I appreciate it, man. Have you settled on moving to Panama yet, or are you still thinking where to go? I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to Panama. I was thinking of Thailand, but it's too much work to get Loki back and forth from Thailand, and I don't want to leave him alone for too long period of times. So if I go over here to, you know, like oh, there you go. Panama City right here. I can get to the United States fairly easy. You know, there's events over in Nevada, Washington, California, New York. It's fairly easy to get from here to there. Thailand, I mean, you could see it's a little bit more difficult here. So I'm thinking Panama is going to be my choice. And then after that, you know, I'm thinking of getting a house down here, renting one. There are houses all across. I don't think I need anything really bougie. It'll be nice. It won't be like mansion style, was what I'm talking about. But like the houses in here are kind of expensive. Not these houses. These ones. The golf club. So I'm not going to be paying $4,000 a month for a golf club house that I'm not going to use. I'm thinking of getting a house potentially over here by the airport, the college. These houses are kind of nice from what I've heard. I haven't seen them yet, so I'll wait and see. And I just want to have a nice large property for Loki to run around in. So that means if I don't even live in the city, I might live about 45 minutes south of the city, which is over here. And they have these areas too, where they got nice yards. You can chill. I don't know if I can see. Oh, too many fucking trees. But yeah, you got a house, you know, you got some yard, whatever. And then somewhere over here, they have a few gated communities. I think I'm just gonna vibe in the gated community just because I'm like a gringo. I don't know the area too well. I just know the downtown city, so I'm gonna play it safe, get a nice little gated community, chill out for a little bit, have a good life, and then, you know, save on taxes. Turbo's pretty darn bearish over the last few days. Let me see if I can show it to you here. There's Monk, there's Turbo. There you go. Oh, this is the weekly chart. Let's go there. All right, sorry. There we go. So we talked about Turbo, I think, maybe 3-4 days ago, because we had talked about how everything was turning bearish for it on the MACD, stochastic, and RSI, and we were looking to see it would most likely break down below the support. I thought it might come back down here towards 0.0044. Yeah, 0.0044. It did not. It came down actually only down to about 0.0046, so just almost. Right now, of course, still bearish. It feels like it has to continue falling down because it did have that official breakdown moment. But the next level of support where it's going to try to really fight is, well, what was that? It's going to be down here at about 0.0048. 4-hour chart, it's trying to hold on here. That's the goal. You can see it broke down. It bounced back up. It got rejected from that new level of resistance, which was the old level of support. And it's trying hard to get back up there. It'll probably take 1 or 2 days before you really can see it try to do that. I'm watching the 1-hour chart. The 1-hour chart looks okay. You're going to try to bounce somewhere between 0.005 and 0.0049. It's going to try to hook and then go back up. I don't think it can, but right now, the way Bitcoin's kind of doing this, again, bounce, anything's possible. If you're going to watch it, I'd probably watch it close to market open because we have a job support coming out. That'll move Bitcoin really fast, and that'll also move a lot of the crypto assets very fast too. But right now, of course, just bearish. Let's see. There we go. Okay. All right, but okay, buddy, I'm going to end the stream right here. Bitcoin, of course, is still bearish today. I'll let you guys know if anything changes. Bitcoin's already down like $800 today, unfortunately. I got this cold coming on, so I'm trying not to do too much. But again, be very, very careful. This is the time for people that want to day trade to be shorting here. And I mean like day trading shorts, don't do day trading longs, and I think you guys will be fine. Just make sure you guys listen to those change of characters and those MACDs and RSIs. They really are pointing you guys to some really good trades right now, just because Bitcoin's choosing to be more volatile than normal. When Bitcoin gives you these signals and it's not volatile, you get very, very small profits. But right now, because everything's kind of so crystal clear about what's happening, you can see altcoins also giving you guys some great profits as well. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because I can already feel this cold coming on. But I will try to put out a video for you guys to kind of give you guys an update about